I stood alone in the driveway, a bottle of wine in my hand. The sun stretched across the pavement, lighting up the empty space where their cars should have been. No music, no chairs, no laughter, just wind. I glanced at my phone again, double-checked the message. Sunday at 4. Today was Sunday. It was 4:47. Still I knocked. The door opened slowly, almost like it anticipated what was about to unfold. I heard her laugh first, my wife, soft, warm, familiar. Then came my daughter's voice, light, thoughtless. "Oh, that was yesterday," she said. "We figured you forgot. Don't worry, we saved you some leftovers." They were still in their dresses, their hair done, photos already printed and framed, smiling faces frozen in time. I said nothing, just nodded, set the bottle on the counter, and walked out. 15 years. 15 years of building this family from scratch. Brick by brick, I provided. I protected. I paid for everything: tuition, doctor visits, piano lessons, business investments. They call me boring. Reliable. I wore that like a badge. Steady hands. Quiet mouth. Even when the business collapsed and I took a second job just to keep us afloat, I didn't complain. I missed anniversaries, birthdays, milestones, not out of neglect, but necessity. I thought they'd understand. I never imagined they'd make me pay for it. The signs came quietly. Left off group texts. Inside jokes that passed over me like foreign language. My daughter asking if I could skip her recital. Too many people already. My wife telling me, casually, it's just easier when it's the three of us. 3, not 4. And when I finally stopped trying, stopped forcing my way into a space I no longer belonged, they didn't argue. They exhaled, relieved. I remember one night, walking into the kitchen, hearing whispers, then laughter, then silence when they saw me. My daughter looked at me like I was a stranger who wandered in by mistake. That's when I realized I wasn't part of this life anymore. I was a funding, a shadow behind the scenes, a ghost they only noticed when the bills were due. After that day, after the reunion lie, I sat in my car and opened the glove box. Inside was a folder I'd kept for emergencies: birth certificates, deeds, passwords, account numbers. I had built a life on precision. Now that habit would become my weapon. Step 1 was silent. I rewrote the will. Everything, pension, savings, the house, redirected to a trust, not in their names. Not anymore. I appointed a trustee they'd never met, someone with no ties to them. I wrote new instructions by hand, sharp, updated, unambiguous. Step 2 was colder. I hired a forensic accountant. That failed business she started, she'd siphoned money from our joint account, used my name to take out a second loan after hers was rejected. I let it sit, let it rot in silence for 2 months. Then I called the bank. Step 3 was personal. Custody papers. My daughter was 17, old enough to choose where she lived, but not yet independent. I filed everything quietly, on ground of emotional neglect, manipulation, and financial deceit. I had proof. I had patience. And I had a lawyer who, like me, preferred precision over noise. The night before everything collapsed, I sat at the kitchen table. They came in laughing, shopping bag in hand. "Oh, you're home?" my wife asked. "I live here," I said. My daughter didn't look at me. She just went upstairs. That was the last time I saw her as a child. The next time I'd see her, she'd be forced to see me as something else entirely. The man who saw it all and said nothing until it was too late. At 6:13 a.m., the doorbell rang. 2 officers, calm, professional, a warrant in hand, identity theft, loan fraud, tax evasion, all signed by her, using my name. She tried to scream. My daughter sobbed. I just watched. I didn't think he'd actually do this, my wife whispered as they cuffed her. She was right. She didn't think I would. That was her mistake. They had spent months laughing behind my back. But that morning, my silence laughed back. The house was mine now, legally, fully. They tried to contest the trust, tried to find loopholes. There weren't any. My daughter went to live with her aunt. I sent her a letter. No bitterness. No rage, just facts. I told her the truth. I never wanted revenge. I wanted respect. But since they couldn't give that, I settled for justice. Now every Sunday, I sit on the same bench. No bottle of wine. No cake, just peace. Sometimes I bring leftover wine. The good kind. The kind I once brought to an empty driveway. I remember that day. How it looked. How it felt. But more than that, I remember what came after. Not the slam of the gavel. The silence that followed. The kind that says, "You lost, and you don't even understand how." They thought I was boring. Predictable. The man who wouldn't fight back. They were wrong. I didn't need to raise my voice. I just needed to raise the stakes.